Okay, thanks everybody for joining. So Chris and Jonathan, if you want to type in the chat, I'm Kyle, so I will be here on the chat the whole time. I'll be moderating that for you. If you want, we can unmute you if you prefer to talk live. I know some people aren't always comfortable necessarily speaking live. So whatever works for you, we'll definitely work with that. Otherwise, we're very fortunate today. We have Mr. McTavish here. He's got a presentation for you, and he'll be able to cover all of the relevant information based on programs. And this is your opportunity to ask any of those big questions: next steps, opportunities post-graduation, transfer pathways.
The only thing about the General Arts and Science program is you have the option after joining this program to branch into any of the other careers that we offer at the college. And this is a great gateway to moving on to those careers. So we'll talk to you more about that in a bit too. So, well, why choose Niagara College? Student success is our priority. We really care about you and your success. My job is successful if my students are successful. And the school is successful if all of us are moving forward. So we really want to take care of you, and we're going to talk to you about different ways we do that. First, we've got small class sizes. And now we're running programs like this one on Zoom. I teach all my classes on Zoom now, so it's very participatory. You can still participate. And the teachers are all professionals in their career. So every teacher that you have at college is a specialist in their area. So it's not like maybe another school where you've got one teacher teaching 10 different subjects. Here, every teacher teaches, if they're a sociology professor, they're a specialist in sociology. If they're a math professor, they've got a math degree. So everybody's specialists. And the most important thing, we promote a culture of caring. We want to help you be successful in your personal life, in your educational life, so you will go on to be a successful member of our community, our society, and feel good about yourself, and hopefully find a career that you're interested in and make some money and take care of yourself and your future family, or if you have a family now, feel good and be a successful contributing member of Canadian society. And you'll be a part of a winning organization. Niagara College has won lots and lots of awards every year for being one of the top schools in the country. So one of the things, before we talk about the academic programs themselves, when you come into our program, you have a dedicated academic advisor. So besides talking to your teachers about your actual coursework, there's an academic advisor who is there to talk to you about other things. Any academic questions about maybe pathway, you want to move on to another program later, maybe you want to transfer to university afterwards, how to get resources, maybe you need some counseling, maybe you need some other kind of help. If you're not sure where to go about your college experience, you go to your advisor. And your advisor in our department is her name is Jill English. And that's her email there, J-English. And of course, she's working from home now, as most of us are with the COVID situation, but she's been working with me personally for many years, and she's a wonderful resource to help you. Maybe you're just feeling overwhelmed with your studies, or you need some kind of advice. I'm the academic coordinator for the program, so if you have any questions about the classes and the program and the curriculum content, I can answer those. But if you want to talk to Jill, she's the one that's going to be there to help you with your academic advising. And I can see that Matt has just popped up here as a participant. Did you want to say something as well, Matt, about maybe the international side of things?
Hi, John. How's it going?
Good.
Sorry I'm late. I got 3 little boys at home. I was just putting them to bed, so I couldn't.
Oh, that's okay. So it's just talking about Jill being our academic advisor. I don't know if you want to talk a bit about the international side of things.
Absolutely. First of all, Jill's an awesome academic advisor. I miss you, Jill. You're around. Yeah, we have advisors for each program, much like the domestic side does. You will, if you come through the international stream, and depending on what program you are, you will meet your advisors. Most important thing about our advisors are they're all certified RISIA advisors, so they can help you with your immigration needs once you come to Canada, and they will also help you in any of your academic studies and any help you have. And it's nice to be on with all of you at the NC Open House.
Good, good. Well, thanks, Matt. Nice to hear from you as well.
You as well, John.
Well, one of the other things I want to talk about is a very interesting thing we have at the college called the Cocurricular Record. So basically, when you take your courses, you get the grades, you get a transcript, an academic transcript. So you get, 90 in math and an 85 in your English course and, 90 in your psychology course. And then you can go out and go put that on your resume when you go to get a job. But we have something extra special here, which is called the Cocurricular Record, which is another document that you can get when you graduate that will document officially any co-curricular activities that you have done while you're a student. So you have to sign up for that. It's at the getinvolved.niagaracollege.ca website. But the great thing is there are a lot of opportunities for students to participate in the community and with events at school. And you can get those hours and the work that you did registered officially on a transcript. So when you graduate, you'll have two pieces of paper. You'll have one will be the transcript of your grades, and two, you'll actually have another piece of paper that shows all the hours and what you did, like a job description on other events and participating activities here at the college. So imagine you're going into a job interview. There's somebody else who's applying for the same job, and they both have a good academic transcript from a college. But you also bring out this other piece of paper, the co-curricular transcript, that says how you were a student leader, how you were helping out with events at the school, how you were doing all kinds of other community events. That will show the employer that you have other kinds of leadership and community experience and probably give you an edge in getting the job. So that's one of the other nice things that you can sign up for when you become a student here. So why choose the General Arts and Science program? Well, General Arts and Science, it's funny how many of the top business people in the world recommend General Arts and Science because it gives you a broad base of skills and knowledge to transfer into the workplace. And many business leaders value our graduates for their critical thinking skills, problem solving skills, strong communication skills, global perspective. So what do you think? Let's get some audience feedback here. What do you think what is the top thing that employers are looking for when they want to hire somebody who's graduated? What trait? You can either open your mic and tell me, or you can type it into the chat. What is the number one thing employers are looking for? Chris, Iffy? Oh, here we've got somebody in the chat here. Let's see, we've got communication. Chris, you're right. Written and verbal communication skills. That's the number one characteristic that employers are looking for. You could be the smartest person in the world, but if you can't communicate what's in your brain to other people, it's no good. You have to be able to communicate your ideas, either speaking and writing. And that's the number one thing that employers are looking for, people that can take what they know and communicate it. So we spend a lot of time in our program. Every course is going to have components built in for communication skills. What are some of the other traits? Honesty and integrity, ethics, integrity, honesty. Employers want somebody who is going to have principles. Teamwork skills, this is a big one as well. We teach a lot of group work and group projects, and some students don't like group projects, but we're going to try to teach you the skills of how to be successful in working with a group. Because if you can do it at school, you can do it at the workplace. Because nowadays, I look at school as a little cross-section of society. Here in school, you're meeting people of different age groups, different ethnic backgrounds, maybe different religions, different countries of origin. And you've all got to work together on a project here at school. Well, this will help prepare you for the workforce when you're going to work for a company, and you probably have people from different age groups and different countries and different ethnic backgrounds and different religions and all kinds of things put together. So this is very, very important. And all of our courses have a built-in teamwork, group work component in them. Now, this is the big one. Your job as a professional student really are three things. You've got to read, think, and write. Those are the big three things you have to do. And the most important of those is thinking. Why is that? Well, because this is what employers want. They don't want people bringing them problems. They want people bringing them solutions. So when something breaks down, they don't want you to go and just complain that this is broken. They want you to go to the boss and say, this machine broke down, but I called the technician, we got it fixed, and things are running again. So in order to think well, you've got to put something in your head as well. You've got to read, first of all, put things in your head. Then you have to think about critically analyzing those things, and we will teach you how to think better and solve problems in all of our courses. And then you have to write these things down. It's amazing how, I mean, some students come from high school, and I think the high schools don't help prepare students as well as they should for college in many different ways. And I see it because I have some excellent students that come to my classes, and they never miss a class, and they participate, and they talk, but they don't hand any work in. They don't write anything down. And then at Christmas comes around, the end of the term or spring term, and they have a 0 in my class and they're failing. And then they come and see me and say, oh, can I do an extra project to pass? I said, no, this isn't high school. I give you a project almost every week. You have to write something down. So it's not enough just to go to class and show up. And you have to actually write things down and hand them in at the right deadline when things are supposed to be handed in. And this will help you with deadlines in the working world as well, to be able to get things done. So why do teachers want you to write things down? Because when you hand something in that you've written down, I can see what's going on in your brain. I can see how you're thinking, what's your thought process. And so very important to become an active reader, and we'll teach you how to do that. A critical thinker and a good writer. Those are the number one things. Then flexibility. One of the hallmarks of adult education is being flexible. So the most important thing you can learn, that I've learned, is to learn how to learn. Learning how to learn is the greatest thing you can do, because then you can learn things to change. Like we see technology, how it's changing. When I started teaching at Niagara College 17 years ago, in the classroom, we had no computers. All we had were chalkboards and chalk. And then we progressed to the whiteboards with markers. And when we wanted to have a computer presentation, we had to wheel a computer in and plug it in, and had these floppy disks that would always crack and wouldn't work properly. And then we got computer stations. Then I started using a laptop to teach, to show slides on the screen. Then we got internet in the classroom. And now I'm teaching on the computer, virtual classes with Zoom. My job is the same. I'm still doing the same explanations and the same teaching, but the tools, I've had to learn how to adapt my way of teaching. And that's been hard for some other professors. Some teachers, when we moved from the chalkboard to the whiteboard, they didn't like it. Some teachers didn't like it when we moved to the computer. Some didn't like it when we moved to the internet. There's a lot of profs that are having trouble now teaching online because they're not used to it. So the best thing you can do is learn how to learn, because then you can adapt those skills and change them a little bit, because whatever job you get is probably going to be evolving. And technology is a big piece of that. But also, for example, if you learn how to drive a bicycle, you can probably learn how to drive a motorcycle. You learn how to drive a motorcycle, you can probably learn how to drive a car. You learn how to drive a car, you can learn how to drive a truck. You can probably learn how to fly an airplane. You're taking certain skills and building on top of them to learn more and more. It's very rare nowadays that the job you get when you graduate from high school, you stay in that job till you're 65 and retire. Your grandfather probably did that. He probably got a job at 18 and just worked the same job for 40 years. Well, that doesn't work anymore. Are changing and technology is changing. So that we've learned have to be refreshed. If you learn how to learn, you'll be able to maintain yourself current in the skills that are needed to be successful in the modern job market, and you'll be able to be successful. So that's one of the big things, being flexible. What careers can general arts and science programs prepare you for? Well, business, teaching, journalism, hospitality, technology, social service, arts. There's so many areas that you could go into, because all of these areas need those skills. And the great thing about our program is once you have our diploma or our certificate, you can branch off and do other studies with that as well. So we've got a couple of programs here. We've got the 1-year college exploration certificate. We've got the 2-year college diploma. And so the nice thing about that, we have 2 or 3 courses that are mandatory that every student has to take. But then you can pick and choose other courses according to what your interests are. So you can pick maybe a course in on the scientific side, a science course if you're interested in that. You can pick maybe a business course if you're interested in that. You can pick a cooking course if you're interested in that. And the nice thing about this program is you can find your passion. A lot of students lock into a program in their first year. They say, okay, I'm going into accounting. And after a year of accounting, they realize, this is not for me. And now they've wasted a year, and now they want to go into something else. Well, here with this diploma, you can take an accounting course and maybe a cooking course and a math course, and you can find what you like, what you don't like, discover your passion, and then move on and concentrate on that. There's 3 pathways you really have when you finish our program. Number 1 is you take our 2-year diploma, you go off and you get a job and you work, and that's fine. The other option is you take our 2-year diploma, and many universities are offering transfer credits, up to a year's worth of transfer credits. So if you want to go on in another career at university, you can take a lot of those credits and transfer them over and save about a year's worth of studies if you want to pursue your academic career. The other option, the third option, is you can transfer into one of the other programs at Niagara College. So if you find your passion is accounting or business, you can transfer into an accounting or business program. If you find your passion is somewhere else, you can transfer into those programs as well. And many of those credits will transfer over as well. So you will be able to continue your studies in a different area. That's why it's important to talk to your academic advisor, maybe after your first semester, your first year. If you're interested in something, you've discovered your passion, they can help you with the pathway on how to go and find that place you want to go. So yeah, future opportunities, maybe other college programs, even a university program, or just go into the workforce. So this program gives us what? Broad-based employable skills, small classes with regular interaction with the faculty, online learning, communication, feedback, flexibility. You can transfer between programs, personal counseling, academic advisement, and we're giving you lifelong skills that you can use. So what do you have to do, right? You confirm your acceptance, then you'll get information about registration. You can always contact the college for that. At this point, I want to know if you have any questions. This is my information here. I'm the academic coordinator for the General Arts and Science program at the Niagara-on-the-Lake campus, or Daniel J. Patterson campus now it's called. So any questions from you guys? Anything about the program in particular or about Niagara College in general? Jonathan, Chris? Are you excited? Okay, we've got a question here. Let's take a look. Okay, Chris says hi. Okay, hi, Chris. Are you excited to come to school? Yeah, what about you, Jonathan? Any questions from you? Okay, oh, 85. Well, that's great. So you've been out of school for a little while, and you're coming back now to pursue your education. Well, that's one of the good things too. I myself, I finished school and I was out of school for more than 10 years, went to work, and then I decided to go back to school afterwards as well. Any questions from you, Jonathan? No, any comments from you, Kyle? Anything you'd like to add?
No, I think that was an excellent presentation, and much to your point, there's a journey that happens within education. I definitely think students need to look at this as, you know, get as much exposure. That's the best thing probably about the academic and liberal studies, is you can take classes from a multitude of different fields if you're still on the fence, and try to narrow it down through experience rather than kind of guessing what your passions may be.
Right, right. So I guess My presentation usually lasts a little bit longer when we're together. We do a couple of activities together with the group, but since we're here, we can't really do that much. But let's see.
So
Okay, so here's a question from Chris. Do I need a high school diploma? I lost it.
in terms of application, that's no problem. You apply through niagaracollege.ca. Through there, you can fill out your educational information, and it will actually be able to get the transcripts from your original high school for you. It's usually a $15 fee, and it will pull them up from wherever you were whenever you attended.
Good. Well, we didn't have too many people here today, but we're looking for quality here, not quantity, right? And you guys know we're on call for you. We're on call. Anything you need, you've got our contact info. And we hope you enjoy your experience at school. And maybe when we get back to college in next summer or next fall, we can meet in person. Okay, so Chris is asking, how long is the program? Well, the college exploration is a 1-year program, so it's really 8 months. It's 2 semesters. So if you start in January, it would be like January to April, and then you can go from May to August, and that'd be done. Then you can go into the college diploma, which would be 2 more semesters, so another 8 months. So if the 2-year program, you're really studying for 16 months. And most programs at the college, if it's a diploma program, they're usually 2 years or 16 months. And if it's a advanced diploma, then it could be a 3-year program, or we do have some bachelor's degrees as well that you can transfer into, which are 4-year programs.